Hello my pretties, I am Pickles. And today, I along with the Lioness bunch are going to Germany, where we have a very swell vacation. To get to Germany, we all have to have passports and suitcases packed for the trip. Then, the Queen of Lions will drive us all to the airport, where there will be long-ass lineups for plane tickets. While we all waited, Patrick Star asked why we were up so early in the morning. Then the shadow reader said that our plane leaves for Germany at 6 a.m. in our time. After half an hour of waiting, we all got into our plane and flew to Germany. When we get to Germany, the airport we will be at is one in a very popular city in Germany. When we all get off of the plane, it will be a very busy time at the airport. So we all rented a few cars to get to a hotel in Germany. We all unpacked and got settled in. The Queen of Lions is with CJ, Tigger and Rabbit in one room. I was in a room with Fleagle, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. Boris was in a room with Shadow Reader, Joseph and Patrick Star. While most of us were roommates, the Queen of Lions ordered McDonald's in Germany for supper and we all ate it. As the McDonald's in Germany was super swell, as we spent a few days at the hotel we were staying at. We were having a swell time at sightseeing, and having a pretty good time. However, in our fourth day in Germany, I noticed that the Teen Titans and Mystery Inc. stayed behind when the Queen of Lions and some members of the Lioness bunch were going to a very fun party at a bar. Hey, why are you and Mystery Inc. still at the hotel? I asked. Well, Pickles, there are 2 New York tourists that have gone missing from this hotel. Fred began. And I have already found some clues to who they are, and I think we can track down where they are. As Fred said that, I knew that Mystery Inc. was solving another mystery as usual, and the Teen Titans were teaming up with them. That is even more super swell. I texted everyone in the Lioness bunch on Limey with Mystery Inc. and the Teen Titans are not at the bar. Dude, I want to go to the bar, not solving some dumb mystery. Beast Boy said, acting like a spoiled child. Beast Boy, those American tourists can be in danger, so being a hero is our main priority. Robin said. I have to agree with Robin. I wonder what happened to the American tourists. I wondered. Then we all drove the T-car and Mystery Machine down a forest road. I was with the Titans in the T-car, and we found an abandoned car on the side of the road. We all got out of our vehicles to have a look at the scene. Scooby sniffed around, while we looked inside and around the car. Where do you think this car belonged to? Shaggy asked. I am not sure, Shaggy. It must have belonged to the American tourists in the hotel. Fred replied. Then I looked to see a house that was not far from where the car was, and it was just through the forest. Jeepers, I see some house in the distance in the forest. Daphne said, pointing in the direction of the house. Do you think they went in there? Velma asked. I would say it is possible, but will they be alive or dead? Starfire asked. Well, there is one way to find out. Follow me, and you won't get lost. I said. As we made our way towards the house through the forest, we got to a backyard with no fencing whatsoever. No fences, that is a bonus. Cyborg said. Then we all looked through the windows for a way inside. After a while of searching, Robin found the front door of the house, but it was locked when he tried it. We need a key, you guys. Maybe I can try to picklock this. Just as Robin was about to finish his sentence, Raven used her powers to open the door. Just did it for you, Robin. Raven said. Then we all walked inside the house. It was a very expensive one to live in, as we can see how luxurious it was. As we all wandered around the house, we saw a surgeon in the living room, watching TV like a lazy ass. It was Dr. Heater, from the Human Centipede, and that is where this episode of the Lioness bunch is mostly about. So please don't complain about it, as the Queen of Lions only likes the actors for Jenny and Lindsay, and the characters that are being recruited in this episode are Jenny and her best friend Lindsay. Plus, complaining is not tolerated in the Lioness bunch, but we'll respect your opinions. Pickles, I think you broke the 4th wall. Shaggy said. Rhea, 4th wall. Scooby added. Suddenly we heard screaming from downstairs, so Mystery Inc. with the Teen Titans have to save the American tourists. But we have to deal with Dr. Heater first, so me with the Teen Titans decided to distract Dr. Heater, while Mystery Inc. forms up a plan. I stood in front of Dr. Heater, and he looked at me with annoyance and irritation. What the hell? Get out of my way, as I am trying to watch my show. Dr. Heater said. No way, doctor, just what do you want? I asked. Then Dr. Heater had a look of shock in his eyes, as he somewhat knew who I was. Oh my god, you re the Barney Bunch group Pickles from the Rugrats, that new gay stuff with your buddies like Barney the dinosaur? Dr. Heater asked. No, I am not that group Pickles, as that one is very messed up and does a heavy amount of NSFW stuff. I replied. Wow, I guess you re doing this to piss me off? Just what are you doing here, group Pickles? Aren't you supposed to do some NSFW with Barney? Dr. Heater asked. No, as Barney is my best friend and isn't he into me more than that, as I am group Pickles from the Lioness Bunch. And I like men and women, which makes me bisexual. I replied. I don't like you group Pickles, you are more disgusting to me than the Barney Bunch group Pickles. Dr. Heater said, and I became more pissed. So that insulted me, and I crossed my arms at this. Well, Dr. Heater, you insulted me and I know what you did to Lindsay and Jenny in the Human Centipede movie. But since me and Raven know what happens in the movie, we re changing the ending however you like it or not. I stated. Then Dr. Heater decided to act like a dumbass kid who is in 3rd grade. So you think you can change the story? The movie was made in 2009, and you with the Lioness Bunch never existed back then. Dr. Heater said. You must be one of those characters that likes to change the story to have a good ending. This is not a Disney movie, or any kid's movie for crying out loud. Now Dr. Heater was getting on my nerves, and Mr. Ink and the Teen Titans formed a plan to get Dr. Heater. Beast Boy and Cyborg were near the door to the hallway that led to the outside of his house. Hey surgeon, you might wanna be outside, as I am gonna steal your car. Cyborg said. And we recalling the cops. Beast Boy added, as the two Titans ran off. Then Dr. Heater got up and ran after them, while tripping like crazy. The reason why he was tripping while going after them, as Shaggy tied his laces in his shoes together to slow him down. Surprisingly, Dr. Heater didn't catch Shaggy for doing that. Then Raven came out and used a frying pan to knock out Dr. Heater once he was outside of his house. Thanks Raven, I needed that, as Dr. Heater was getting close to us. Cyborg said, as Beast Boy was on his cell phone with the police. I headed downstairs with Raven, Starfire and Robin, while Scooby and the rest of Mr. Ink were outside with Beast Boy and Cyborg. I also called the Queen of Lions and explained what happened at Dr. Heater's house, and to come and meet our T-Car and Mystery Machine in the forest where the abandoned car was. As me, Raven and Robin with Starfire approached downstairs to a hospital-like room, we saw 2 American tourists and a Japanese tourist. They were all strapped into the bed, which Raven and Starfire used their powers to free the captives. Robin grabbed all the documents that Dr. Heater was using, as he was going to show the documents of Dr. Heater's project to the cops. Starfire and Raven freed Jenny, Lindsay and Capsuro, once they were free. We all ran upstairs to see the cops arresting Dr. Heater. We also met up with Mr. Ink, Cyborg and Beast Boy. Once we all met up, Robin handed the documents over to the cops, as they took Dr. Heater away. Ugh, I would have gotten away with it too. If it weren't for those meddling kids, the Teen Titans and Group Pickles the gayest man in the universe. Dr. Heater said, as Mr. Ink were used to being called meddling kids. If you get the reference, and Robin just smirked with the rest of the Titans. You know Dr. Heater, I am not gay in this Lioness Bunch universe, unlike my counterpart from the Barney Bunch. I said. Then the cops shoved Dr. Heater, got into the police car and drove off. Thank you so much for saving us, Mr. Ink, Teen Titans and especially you Drew Pickles. Lindsay said, as Jenny did the same thing. Capsuro said that he would love to join the Lioness Bunch, but has to go home to Japan to see his family. So we parted ways with him. Then I asked Jenny and Lindsay if they would like to join the Lioness Bunch. And they said that they'd love to join us, so they became the new members of the Lioness Bunch. When we all got back to the abandoned car in the forest, along with the T-Car and the Mystery Machine, the rest of the Lioness Bunch showed up, and the Queen of Lions stepped out of their car. Dr. Heater was trying to turn Capsuro, Jenny and Lindsay into a human centipede, but we stopped him with Mr. Ink and the Teen Titans. But he also violated Jenny and Lindsay by inappropriate touching. I will not go into too much detail. but we just say that he did some inappropriate touching. I said. I did hear about what happened in the phone earlier, and Fred and Robin texted me all about it while driving. The Queen of Lions said. And we re the new members of the Lioness Bunch. Jenny said. Katsuro was gonna be in the Lioness Bunch, but he lives in Japan and has to go home to his family. But he promised to be in a Lioness Bunch episode someday in the future, which I'd when that will be. Daphne said. As we welcomed Jenny and Lindsay to the Lioness Bunch, a few days later was a court day with Dr. Heater for kidnapping the tourists. Since the court day was really boring, I will fast forward towards the end of the session, as most of it was boring and not very swell. Dr. Heater was sentenced to 10 years in prison, with parole after being released. So after the court session, we all headed out to a nightclub called Bunker, and we all had a very swell time. After our vacation in Germany, we all headed back to Canada, where Jenny and Lindsay became 2 new members of the Lioness Bunch. And that, my pretties, was the time me and the Lioness Bunch went to Germany for a swell vacation. And beg that was swell, we also have included Jenny and Lindsay into the Lioness Bunch. Don't you worry about what is gonna happen to Dr. Heater in prison. I am sure that other villains are also in prison as well. If you happen to like this video, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications when the Queen of Lions uploads a new video. And as always, I'll see you all in the next Group Pickles video, and roll the outro, because I am out.